Alright, so we have a couple of factories and now we want to get them running. Just to recap, we had factories before. These are the ones down here. Only one in each sector just to claim that sector, and I have only opened those factories to external traders just to keep them running, that they are productive. Why are we not doing this with those factories? The ones that I have built in the core of my empire. Well, with traders, external traders, they're just selling the product to whatever they like, most likely to their own faction. We cannot do that here because these crystals, out of those crystal fabs, we actually want to use them ourselves. So it's best if we set up an internal supply solution for these guys. And this is done with agents. And let me quickly build a new ship for that job. I'm just using the 𝘂𝘂𝘁𝗺 template that we had scanned, just building one ship. And then we are setting up a new template with that ship. It needs 10 25 megajoule shields. By the way, you can also open the outpost manager by clicking on a ship that is docked at that outpost. Just click to open the context menu, and then you can also hit the hotkey or click on Outpost Manager and you are back in the manager of that outpost. So we want to build 10 25 megajoule shields, quickly put them in that ship. Take a while. Alright, then we can exchange them into the 𝘂𝘂𝘁𝗺 and now create a new template from this 𝘂𝘂𝘁𝗺, so that we have a general ship that we can use as our agents. And I'm simply calling this TS for the ship class and then 𝘂𝘂𝘁𝗺. It has the shields, it doesn't have weapons, it doesn't need them, the agent always runs away when it gets attacked. And now we can build more of those ships. Each outpost can support 6 agents. You can see this in the administration section under worker assignments. If you expand that section, you have the slots for agents. I'm not going to activate auto assignment just now. For now, I'm just building those ships. We already have 1, so we need 5 more here. And we're using the 𝘂𝘂𝘁𝗺 template. Home base is this outpost. Build those ships. Okay, so that's the ships we are using. How do agents work? Well, in the logistical section that you can reach when you click on the outpost name itself in the outpost list, you have the section agents. And an agent is only hauling stuff between your own stations. He is never selling anything. With those agents, you can get as complicated as you would like. You can deep dive and configure all the settings, but you also have an easy solution again. You have these presets. The only one which I find useful is the complete preset. So load that up. And this adds a bunch of jobs. Each of those lines is a job that agent ships can be doing. It always has either import or export as a task, and this is always concerning this outpost. So import means get stuff to this outpost. Export means haul stuff away from here. Then you have these thresholds, but basically you don't need to understand all these jobs. It's only important if you would add another one. You can do that by switching over from read jobs to add job. And now you can also add your own jobs. But with the complete preset, you basically have all the jobs, the basic jobs that you need to cover all factories. That's why the target is always targeting all reachable factories. That means the agent is considering all factories which are in range. The outpost is here. And the worker range, we already covered that setting, but just to recap, if you open the station parameters, you have the worker range right here, 4 jumps. That means 1, 2, 3. This sector would also be included. I don't want that for now, so I'm reducing the range to 1, 2 jumps, so that we only have this space cluster served by our agents for now. I'm also only using agents in this sector here. That's also something that I would recommend. Do not spam those agents all over the place. Just one outpost for one area with 6 agents. This can go a long way. You can really support a lot of factories, especially if you are using jump beacons. So we are setting, wait a sec, we are setting the trade range down to 2 for now, because I don't want to cover this sector just yet. We would have to fly all the way here. And I only have a jump beacon here to reach those 4 sectors fairly quickly, but it's still a bit off. And I only want those 3 sectors to be served by my agents for now. And that's basically it. We have the ships ready in our landed ships list. I don't want this Mercury right here, so I'm quickly telling him to undock for now, just idling around the station. So that when we start to assign the vultures, only they get used as agents. And now they got their shields. And we can go into the administration worker assignments right here. And then just hit auto assign agents, and he will fill up all the 6 slots with our vulture agents. You can also use military transports if you are concerned about pirates, but they have a bit lacking cargo space to do these freight hauling jobs. So that would be a bit overkill to use the TMs here. If you have a fleet monitoring those sectors, this should be enough to defend against pirates. And even if you have pirates flying around, it's not that bad usually, because your agents will also try to get away from them. If they're getting attacked, they try to flee to a station. And what's going to happen next is that the agents are going, the 6 vultures are going through all the available jobs. And very soon, when going through that list, they should pick up the import job for energy cells. And we already have 1 ship on the job. So he saw this sector here, the agents are here, and they saw that this sector here has solar power plants with resources inside. And now he's going to get the energy cells and haul them back to the outpost. What I also sometimes see is that people want to make this more efficient, not get the stuff to the outpost and then to the other factory, the crystal factory, but straight from the solar power plant to the crystal factory. That would be possible if you are assigning the agents directly to the solar power plants. But for me, this is way too complicated, so I'm just using outpost-based agents almost all the time, really. But what you can do, especially if you are focusing areas on just a few products like this one, this cluster here is only producing energy and crystals. It means we have a lot of factories, and on default you only have 1 ship allowed on each agent job. And you can click on those jobs, and now you are in the section where you can update this job. But the only thing that we adjust here is the maximum number of ships that are allowed. Increase that to 2 and then hit update. And now there are 2 vultures which can go and grab energy. Same with exporting energy. And also importing crystals, I'm increasing to 2 ships. And that's basically it. I wouldn't go much higher than 2, because what can happen is if you have a lot of jobs which are valid for your agents to do, because you have allowed many ships on the same jobs, then it could happen that they are constantly occupied doing the same jobs all over in the top of the list and never reaching the jobs further down. So that's a real issue if you start increasing this to, let's say, yeah, if you increase this to 6, you're basically at the maximum. So all of your agents could go and import crystals at the same time. For crystals, it's probably not that bad, but for energy cells. So keep this at 2 or 1 and you should be fine. And what we have done now is that this entire area will sort itself out. The resources are getting distributed correctly and those flashing sectors will soon be served so that the factories are working. And what I will also do is activate the auto replacement for the vulture. So whenever we lose an agent here, then the outpost builds another one.